we founded the Rasenmäher, which was started to with mountain bike camps. And we did camps in Whistler already, I think 20 years ago, in Port Soleil back in that time. And changed our focus from mixed camps to then I did one of the first women camps, I think 20 years ago in Germany. And throughout the years, we were focusing on more smaller, superior camps where we really researched not well-known areas in the Alps and thought to bring people there and have them also get to know the locals or special places, what the region is famous for. And when we grew, we of course couldn't handle it only by ourselves. So we had we still have a great team of guides. Since 20 years, we are working with them on bringing people to areas. And we still like to focus on adventure. As you can see here, we did already many years ago our first camps in Borneo. That was always very, very challenging for me also to go with the Land Rover up there. I rather would have walked there. And I also did many women camps. And here you see when we did some research in Vallemeira, and we became very good friends with the family Giallo. And they welcomed us so warm, and we really till now try to bring people there and have them not only go biking there, but also get to know the people there. And yes, throughout the camps, we also thought about we could create some events. And that maybe you've heard of the trail hunt. This is one of the trail hunts we did. We started with the single trail Schnitzeljagd in Sölden about, I think, 15 years ago. And we are still doing the trail hunt in Val Gardena, Knödeljagd. And we also do in Arosa, we did the Hörnlijagd. And a couple of years we started with the Father and Sundays in Nauders. I will come back to these events later. And the family bike derby in Paganella. And I'm also doing the bike magazine Woman Camp here in Paganella. Our collaboration with tourism region started, I think, already 18 years ago. I remember it was October, and I was about to go to the Oktoberfest and dressing up as the Dirndl, and then the phone rang, and Sölden was on the phone. And they asked me if I would be interested to come because they have some nice trails they would like to show me. And I thought, Sölden, no, for me it's après skiing, it's winter tourism, it's World Cup skiing, but I never thought about Sölden and mountain biking, and I had the mission to go to the Oktoberfest. So I hang up, and then Holger asked me who was on the phone, and I told him Sölden, and he said, "What? We need to go there. They must have very, very great natural trails." So that's a couple of days later, we went there and rode some of their trails down from the glacier. And it was amazing natural virgin single trails through really fairy tale forests. And we were totally fascinated, and nobody was there in the summer, not even hikers really. And then I started with the first woman camp there, a small camp, and Holger also had a camp there. And then, of course, Sölden wanted to create numbers of mountain bikers. They wanted to tell Jack Falkner from the Bergbahnen that he should give in some money to build some more trails. And then we were back home and Holger was sitting, we have a little bench in front of the house, and he was thinking about how can we get like bikers there more and not thinking about a competition. And he finally came up with a treasure hunt for mountain bikers. And that's how we started in Sölden, our single trail Schnitzeljagd. We had the idea that mountain bikers come there and really go in teams together and work with a map, like really look not in their phone, but look on a map and check out the region and find checkpoints together. And in the finish, they came there and they had a local dish, which was in Sölden the Schnitzel. And we had music and beers and campfire. And yeah, you see here, it was from one of the later years in Sölden. And yeah, throughout the years, the event grew and it became super popular. And when it reached its peak, we had about 600 participants. We thought about expanding the treasure hunt to other areas. And yeah, that's also from the bigger years in Sölden. I think it was just before Corona. Yeah, and then we thought about a triple treasure hunt. So we looked for a region in Switzerland and we came up with Arosa, also not very well known for mountain bikers back in that time. And they also had a local dish, it was the Gaggets. And so we started a treasure hunt there and it was called the Hörnlijagd. And then somehow we came with Valgardena, Gröden, and they had the famous Dumplingsknödel. And we started there to have the Knödeljagd there. And the concept was always the same. The bikers had to work with maps and in teams. And we really paid a lot of attention on the community. A couple of years later, Holger was sitting again on his, back to the trail hunts. We, right now, we just continue with the Knödeljagd in Valgardena because we always felt it was important to stay true to our vision. And we had a very strong core philosophy and yeah, that's why at one point we decided not to continue with Sölden and also Arosa. But it was time for something new, and Holger was sitting on his bench outside of the house and thought, you know, I really would like to have a weekend with other dads and kids, sons, with campfire, beer, and just enjoy trails and having a good time. And I said, why? I was happy. He said that I could have a weekend for myself. So he came up with the idea of the father and son days, and Naudas was totally into it. And we started that event there, and it immediately grew. And now, when the registration is open, we are sold out with 150 participants in 10 minutes. So the idea was really a good idea. But there were many, many moms and women out there calling us and why they cannot join, why they cannot come. And Holger said, no, we don't want moms there. And I thought, well, okay, then let's think about bringing the whole family together. And yeah, that's why, or what's the time when we started to have the family bike derby. Where moms, dads, and kids could join on an event together. And Paganella was the perfect location for it. And yeah, I would like to just show a little movie about the family bike derby this summer. How do I I hope it works. Yeah. Yeah, we started with it because we had Luca joining us at the Father and Sundays, and he also thought, you should come to Paganella and really check out our destination. And we found that Molveno and Andalo together, they're really having everything what a family needs for biking. And if it doesn't work,
22?
yeah, that's it.
That's fine.
What is
22.
Ah, okay. Okay. I don't want to continue because then we are already in the next chapter, but I can if you like. Yeah? We had about the same weather as we had yesterday on that weekend. So it was quite a challenge, but we have industry joining us on that event. So the industry was challenged to put out of their pocket some workshops, and we spent the whole day under the tent.
Wir sind hier am schönen Molveno-See in Dolomiti Paganella und wir haben gerade das Family Bike Derby. Das ist das Bike Festival für die ganze Familie und heute ist das große Derby. Wir sind gespannt, es wird eine coole Rallye durchs ganze Bike-Revier.
Thank you. Okay, back to the years before that. at one point, many, many years ago, it was time for Holger and me to think about a family. And we didn't have to think long about the family was there. But we had no clue actually how to put our free-spirited mountain bike lifestyle together with growing a family. And we also had no role model because we were some of the first mountain bikers founding a family. So we did just what felt natural, and we were lucky because that was also the time when a company, Tout Terrain, invented the first prototype of the single trailer. And yeah, that gave us the chance to enjoy together with the kids the mountain biking. And we just took them with us. And it was also the time when the first pump tracks raced and the first flow trails got built. And our mountain bike traveling changed a bit because we tried to arrange it from pump track to pump track, from flow trail to flow trail. It was not really that what Holger and me were totally in, but it made sense because the regions who had that already, and also a Bergbahn which we could use, was just the perfect playground for the four of us. And we took the kids with us. Here it was at the prize giving of the single trail Schnitzeljagd with a big schnitzel. Yeah, and that's where we are now. And we never really had the discussion about if the kids should use an e-mountain bike that they can keep up with us, or if we should use an e-mountain bike to have them tow somewhere, because there were no e-mountain bikes. And of course, it didn't make sense to force them to go 1,000 meters up. So we took them just with us on what we found there out in the regions. And yeah, that's pictures from the past years. And of course, by traveling with them, there are things which are just part of it. As you see down there, we had, of course, also a couple of accidents we had to deal with them. But they grew with us with the mountain biking. And yeah, we had a very good time. And that brings me now to a totally new chapter, which came actually after our kids were already older, the rise of e-mountain bikes. And yeah, I remember Holger riding the first e-mountain bike, and it was a flyer at Ernesto in Massa Marittima's place, and it was so ugly. It had a huge Panasonic motor mounted on the back of a seat post, and I looked at Holger and I don't know if I should cry or laugh. I just couldn't take him serious, nor this bike. And I have to admit, I still have kind of a complicated relationship to e-mountain bike. But of course, I see the things it brings in. The first time I really could take my dad on a mountain bike tour. And I also see the whole new people which come into the mountain bike sport with the e-mountain bike. But I'm coming to a very important aspect, because I think that very important aspects of mountain biking are getting lost and overlooked with the topic of e-mountain bike. And for me, it seems that the industry, sorry, I forgot this. Yeah, that's one of the very new years on the e-mountain bike. It doesn't show the flyer, it shows already the modern mountain bikes. And it shows that, of course, Holger Maier also having fun on e-mountain bikes. So it's not only a hate relationship of me. Yeah, and this is one of the typical e-mountain biker out there, I would say. And here you see a couple of more typical e-mountain bikers. And it's we're doing an e-mountain bike camp in Kaltern. It's for the magazine. And that's this kind of group we are out there with on the trails. And yeah, back to that, I wanted to tell a very important fear of mine. And I had already discussions about that because I feel that the industry out there seems to just focus on selling e-mountain bikes, on raising the number of sold e-mountain bikes. And they are paying not much attention on where and how the riders really can enjoy this bike and the trails. And we have problems raising up there which are not really solved yet. I mean, there are mountain bikers who go down on trails, and that exactly is the trail where an e-mountain biker likes to enjoy to go up there. And also the transport of e-mountain bikes in gondolas or chairlifts, they're still not everywhere easy. Also, to travel with an e-mountain bike to far away destinations with the airplane is a very big challenge nowadays. And I think, yeah, I really think that there are problems which are not really solved yet. And for me, it seems that mountain biking is nowadays mainly a sport for middle-aged people, and with the growing number of e-mountain bikers, also geared toward an older generation. And that brings me to the next chapter. I feel that the next generation of mountain bikers is kind of neglected. There are competitions out there. Very few are really addressed to young riders. And there are categories like U17, U19, U21, they're disappearing from competitions. And on the other hand, I see a lot of young, great riders out there on an enormous level. They are jumping in the bike parks already at a super young age. And I think that there is a huge potential. If you think about all the enthusiastic parents which are willing to invest in quality bikes for their kids, just as they do for themselves, and just to have fun with them out there on the trails. And I believe the events and also the support for younger riders is very essential to keep the sport alive and growing, because they will be our mountain bikers of the future. And yeah, something I wanted to show here is also my daughter. She is U21, so she's 19, and she got to race this year at the first Enduro World Championship in Canada. And yeah, the impressions she came back with, the emotions she came back with from that event was enormous. And she said, what Canada did there, they had the worst conditions. They had snow, they had mud, and they have wonderful trails, natural trails there. And they still did a very good job to make that event happen. And they welcomed the teams from all over the world in a very, very warm way to their village. She was also saying that every rider coming into the finish got a little package from the region with local products. And yeah, she was a bit sad because when she heard that the U21 category will disappear next year from enduro racing, they put them together in the Elite Women. The other picture is from an enduro race at the Kronplatz. And that's a race where it's really addressed also to young riders under 15. And yeah, you see Lois there really having a great weekend with his guys. So coming back to all this, I have to say with that huge wave of trail building and having regions shaping trails to attract more bikers doesn't mean that the given surrounding should be ignored. Here we are in the very early years in Sölden on a wonderful single trail, which disappeared now. And regions should not forget that their unique flavor, their natural trails are the salt and pepper in our mountain bike destinations. And while flow trails and bike parks have their place, and they are, of course, much easier to maintain and manage, I think that natural trails are what a region really gives its flavor. And they make the region unique, and they give the region a character and makes it not comparable to any other region. And also, I think we should not underestimate the competitive side of the sport. It's important to have competitions. It's important to have events. And we need more events like that's from the Transcascadia to bring the community together. And also races can not only have a thrill, but they also can have a huge community character. People come in there for a weekend, they come with the van, they spend time together. For example, the younger downhill races where Lois goes to, it's not really about, I hope it's not mine. It's not about racing, it's about the whole weekend spending time out there with his buddies. And competitions also give a region the chance to show their place to many people. I went to Cortina this year the first time in the summer, and we checked out the new downhill track they have. It's not very long, it's about 2.5 minutes, but it's an amazing virgin trail. And I really like the idea that Cortina brings in there. I think not many people outside Italy know about the trail yet. It had been hosting the Italian Championship. And I hope, that this trail will get to see a lot more riders out there because it's just great. Some technical, it's not... just some last impressions from the Transcascadia race and how good it is to ride trails together, but also to have a beer in the evening with the community together. And that brings me now to my final message. As I look back at everything and as everything I've learned in mountain biking, I realize how much the sport has changed and grown. And from the days when we really started out with a small school, seeing our kids ride along us on the trails, and also facing all the challenges which are brought by e-mountain bikes, and the challenge of keeping the sport alive for future generation. And to close, I really like to encourage everything out there to work together. I think the industry has to work together with tourism regions to stay engaged. And the support for the next generation, it's very, very important because they will be our mountain bikers for the future. We need to invest together. Also, I think the industry is forced to invest and help regions to build trails because they want that we ride their bikes out there. And we should not forget mountain biking is not only about the thrill, but it's very much about the connection to nature, the community, and also the family. Yeah, thank you all for listening.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks for the...
Sorry for the technical.
some tricky part with the presentation, but it's fine. So under control. Thanks for your great opening speech. I think you gave us a lot of perspective, actually, a lot of to think. Before we jump to the next speaker, but maybe I have also a question for you. Somebody from the audience that would like to ask you something or whatever. We can handle the microphone.
You can ask me why we are not married, for example.
Why you're still a boyfriend and not a husband?
Yes.
Now,
Yes,
some question. Okay, I jump there. Ciao, Alex.
In Cortina, what was the name of the trail?
Downhill.
Was
It was the
down-
downhill track.
Because I rode it last year and I was super impressed of the area there. It was really impressive, and nobody rides it, nobody films there, nobody does anything. So
Yes, I hardly have fun on a real downhill track. I really enjoy the technical side of the riding, but that one was amazing. And when I ask around, not many really people know about it outside Italy.
I mean, I think there was a lot of very interesting point on your presentation. What I would like to stress, and that was the idea behind our collaboration as well, as we believe that mountain biking is not enough inclusive at the moment, especially for kids and for younger generation. And that's why we started a collaboration, especially with the Family Bike Derby. And I think that also the industry should collaborate more, as you said, with the destination, also developing trails or developing infrastructure. We feel, and we were discussing this yesterday with Simon and Giulio and Lorenzo at lunch, that sometimes we struggle a little bit to find the collaboration with the industry. It's not so easy, even if we have a lot of partners, but developing the future, something tricky at the moment. We know that the industry is struggling now, so we understand. But I mean, I think destinations are open for collaboration and to build the next generation of riders for the future. E-bikes are perfectly fine, but I think that also we need kids and more women as well on biking.
Should I?
What do you think?
Yeah. I really, I think there is hardly any industry probably there. But I find it very selfish. I mean, they building bikes, they're just focusing on numbers, but they don't think about with their e-mount bikes to create maybe more uphill flow trails, or not create, but work together with the region and maybe also support with some money out there. And I think it's events like this, and also bring industry and regions more together is very important.
Thanks. Okay, so thanks a lot, Karen. Big round of applause again. Thank you. Thank you.